I wanted to come to Tzohar because I've always wanted a place where I can do the things I love. And when I was growing up, it was always, women shouldn't be performing. It's not a thing you can do in your life. But here is the perfect place where you can actually be Jewish and learn Hasidus and everything else and do it with art.
It just looks like a dream. I'm now in it. So I'm living a dream right now. It's cool. I think coming here, a lot of us didn't know exactly what to expect. But we've been, I guess, pleasantly surprised with the way the administration cares for us and the personal level on which we connect with administration and with each other.
I never had a place where you can be whoever you are. You don't have to conform to anything else, and you can just be you.
The staff and the community were very open and understanding and welcoming. I feel like we're a family. I feel like we're a unit. We're working together. We're toward one goal.
I love the girls, and I think we all get along. And everyone has something different to bring to seminary. And, you know, everyone's warm and loving, and I feel like we're all sisters.
I think all of us kind of come from a background where the arts we do they were accepted, but they weren't normal, I guess. So to be able to connect with different girls and be able to kind of see the similarities we have in our arts and connect based on that has been really cool.
It's new and interesting that there are rules behind all the art forms. It's not just you go and you get to do whatever you want. You know, it's actual work, and you sit there and you're putting in hours.
Mrs. Gooderson's creativity in the arts class really is a big step in getting me toward that. She's helping us look into ourselves and unblock our creativity.
We start off our day with this amazing thing called morning pages. You write 3 pages, and we call it brain drain. And you just get them out onto the paper. And then you're left with a free head to just go daven, and it makes connecting with Hashem so much easier. I like theater, and I guess I like, you know, acting and putting myself out there.
That the world is God's theater, and we are basically the actors, and we're improvising, and that's actually a Hasidic concept. And I thought it was really cool because it's so true. God created the world as it is, this masterpiece, and we're just, you know, He's the director and we're the little actors.
Our art teacher, Mrs. Cohen, she's really good. She's right now teaching us about proportions.
Where we're really just working on our skill, and eventually we're going to build up and do a lot more. She's giving us a firm foundation.
I enjoy our filmmaking class a lot, and I like being able to capture a piece of life on camera. I think it's fascinating.
So I really like dance class, and I don't know, I feel like I'm finally, you know, I get to learn ballet, I get to wear my ballet slippers, and it's really exciting.
The studio at the JTC is amazing, and I've never danced in a real studio before.
We have writing Jewish literature with Mrs. Schaller, and we've gotten to do different forms of writing, poetry, and a little bit of fiction and characters and backstory.
I finally have a mentor to help me with writing that I never had before. I wasn't very open with writing. I didn't know how to use the tools, but she's handing them to me.
I really enjoy Melissa Martin in her playwriting, screenwriting class because I have wanted to learn writing professionally, and she's brilliant, and she really can teach you which way things are done and how to put it down on paper.
Our music teacher, Nitzan Leibovich, he's unbelievable.
Our first class was more focusing on music theory.
Though I sing, I've never had lessons and never really sang in a choir or a group. And so choir is really interesting.
We have Amy Schwartz and Gila Moritz. They have amazing voices. They're teaching us to do these really cool things with our voice, and they're teaching us how to blend, and I never knew that we could sound so beautiful together.
I have never learned Hasidus before, and I was never really satisfied with what I've been learning because I felt like it was a bit basic and there had to be something more to it. And with Hasidus, things just hit me much harder because there are much more things than what is on the surface level.
One of our teachers, Rabbi Herman, who also happens to be a principal, is not only a good teacher but a good person, and I think that's necessary for you to feel that you want to be receptive of what's being taught.
I love Rabbi Herman's class. He puts everything in such a new, interesting way that makes you want to stay and learn it. I have never actually wanted to sit in a Hebrew class or wanted more of it when it was over, and every time he finishes, I would just want like a few more minutes.
What's being taught is really necessary things for life, tools for life, specifically within Hasidus, which is something that you grow up with, but sometimes it could be done by rote.
A lot of these concepts I actually know, but like when he teaches it, it's like you see it from this whole new angle. It's amazing.
I can ask almost any question that comes to my mind here. It's so refreshing. I don't feel like I have to hold anything back. I feel like I can just say what's on my mind and get answers to any question I have.
We have Mrs. Rifki Herman for Chumash, and we've been studying women in the Bible and their stories.
We never really get to learn about the women. It's really exciting, you know. I've never looked at it from this angle before.
To be able to learn about the women in our past who have, in a sense, done what we are doing now, paved the path for future generations.
Well, the combination of Jewish learning and arts is seamless. We'll learn something like a piece of Hasidus in the morning, and then we'll just incorporate it into whatever arts we're learning in the afternoon. And I find that really interesting. Like they're generally two very separate things, and putting them together it opens up the world of Hasidus to me in a way that I never really was able to approach it before.
I was always taught that it's two totally separate things and you can't really have a Jewish life with performing and doing the things you love. So this is amazing for me.
In high school, I was still trying to figure out how I could use, my Yiddishkeit and also my writing skills, how to combine them. And I feel like here I'm starting to understand that they can be used for good and they can be used for my life.
I feel that the goal of Tzohar Seminary is to create a new generation that combines and makes a fusion of art and Yiddishkeit and Judaism.
Where you can bring the light of Hashem into your art and teach Hasidus and Torah through art.
I'm really happy that Tzohar was made, created, and I feel like it's going to be very useful now and in years to come, and it's definitely going to open up Judaism to a much deeper degree.